If you want me to validate your feelings, make sure they're not shackled to a lie. Rachel is convinced her husband is gaslighting her.
He loads the dishwasher wrong on purpose,
she says. He knows she wants the forks facing up.
He always used to do it. Now, always down.
Kitchen pots go missing. A towel she just used, gone. Tea? She asks him to pick up her usual kind. He comes home with the wrong one. Again. To Rachel, it's not just forgetfulness. It's intent. It's control. It's proof he's trying to mess with her, subtly. Her therapist and besties agree. She brings it up to her brother, tries to explain how all these small things are adding up. But her brother doesn't agree. Not with the fact that Rachel's upset. He gets that. But with the story that her husband is doing all these things on purpose. Rachel feels betrayed again. Now it's not just her husband undermining her, it's her own brother not supporting her.
Why is it so hard to validate my emotions? Is it because you're a man? Have you no empathy? Don't you care? Don't you love me? Are you a narcissist too?
But here's the trap Rachel can't see. It's not her feelings that her brother is questioning. It's the belief those feelings are attached to. Because Rachel doesn't just want to be heard. She wants the world to agree.
He's doing this to me.
The real abuse. The confusion of feeling with fact. This is how we create abusers. We imagine intentions. We feel real pain, which has as its source and cause the imaginary, the mind. Then we demand others agree with the entire package, feelings and the imagined cause, or else they don't care about us. But feelings are not facts, and imagined intent is not proof. You can feel humiliated without being humiliated. You can feel controlled without being controlled. What we feel is not reality. It's our thoughts believed. We feel the mind and its stories, but don't know it. Rachel feels manipulated, and her feeling is real. But what if the cause isn't? What she's actually feeling is the thought of being manipulated. That belief might be true, or it might not. But the pain alone isn't proof. Suddenly, we can see that she's not just the victim, she's also the director and the projector and the actor. And he's just reacting to the role she's playing in the complementary role she handed him. It takes two to tango. There needs to be both a victim and an abuser for there to be either an abuser or a victim. You can't have one without the other. After 15 years of helping people untangle their most painful relationship patterns, I've seen this dynamic play out on both sides of the equation. I've also been party to it myself. That's why I no longer see open quote abuser and open quote victim as identities or persons, but as patterns people fall into, mirror in each other, and get lost inside. Even police, when responding to domestic violence calls, can't tell who the abuser or victim is because sometimes both are. What officers act on isn't the story. It's what's visible in the moment. Cuts, bruises, broken bones. The present moment reality, not the mental roles. Assault is assault, regardless of who started it or what role someone believes they're playing. The body tells a truth the mind may refuse to see. But what about mental assault? The mirror flips again. Is she the abuser or the victim? The answer is yes. Because once you believe someone is out to hurt you, you imagine they're doing it all the time. You make them into an abuser. and you their victim, and that's a violence. You'll feel pain, and once you feel pain, you'll try to control the cause, or what you imagine is the cause. And now you're doing the very same thing you said they were doing, controlling. This is how we all become and create what we fear. This is how we create abusers, not with malice, but story. The mirror, how victims and abusers trade roles. Here's what we rarely want to admit. The victim and the abuser often use the same tactics, just with different tones. One collapses in emotion, the other explodes in anger or frustration. Both say, "You made me feel this way." Rachel wants validation for her feelings, but she's actually demanding belief in her story. And when others won't validate her story, she feels abandoned, attacked, wronged again. And so the loop continues. She starts controlling others emotionally the same way she says she's being controlled. Now her husband can't do anything without it being evidence for her story. Now her brother can't question anything without being cast as the villain. This is how you become it while thinking you're escaping it. This is how you create abusive relationships. There may never have been an abuser at all. That's the hardest pill to swallow. Maybe there never was an abuser, only a character we projected, a story we wrote, a reality we manufactured with feeling and fear. Pain was real, but the cause, imagined. And once imagined intent becomes unquestioned belief, we build a case, we gather evidence, we enlist allies, and anyone who doesn't agree becomes another abuser. That's not healing. That's spiritual warfare with yourself. The way out. Mel Robbins says reclaiming power isn't about revenge. I say it's not even about reclaiming anything, because the power was never taken. We didn't lose it. We abused it by believing the unreal. We gave up authority over our mind. We made our emotions into proof. We mistook our pain for truth. And we handed someone else the script, saying, "You are now the villain. Read your lines." The real escape is not from a person, but a pattern. And that's why if you leave a person, quite often you end up in the same situation again. I'm not saying you shouldn't leave a person. Leaving someone may well be appropriate, but what must not be ignored is your own part in this play, or you will recreate it again. So the real escape. If there was an abuser, it wasn't a person. It was a story, believed so deeply, it summoned actors to fill the roles. We weren't powerless in it. We were complicit, because without our part, the play can't go on. All the world became a stage. The actors were real, but the script, imagined. What if we stopped acting? What if we dropped the story in the mind and clung to reality? Not clung to emotion, not clung to thoughts or projection. Reality. That requires uncommon clarity, discernment, the courage to question not just others, but ourselves, and reality by keeping it real. Then, the villain disappears, the victim disappears, the control ends, the story crumbles. Whichever side of the equation you think you're on, you don't need the other to change. You just need to see what's real. So this isn't about revenge, and it's not even about reclaiming power. It's about reclaiming reality, the only thing that ever truly mattered, and the only thing that can restore peace, harmony, and love. Yes. The cycle stops when you realize your feelings aren't facts. And the greatest abuser we'll ever face is the one our mind creates.